Do birds suddenly appear every time you are near? Just like me, they long to be close to you. Hey everybody, this is Dr. Willie and Dee Jolley.
This is Dee.
Got my beautiful bride Dee here with the authors of the book Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last. 10 Secrets to Shape a Great Marriage. I want to welcome you all to here for a special edition of the Jolley Marriage Show tonight.
Every week is a special edition.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
He's such a character.
So, for those who don't know, we're the Willie and Dee Jolley. We wrote the book, Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last, and we want to invite you to go to jolleymarriage.com, jolleymarriage.com, get a free chapter from the book. The biggest chapter we give away free, as well as watch our TED Talk.
Which is communication. Our
TED Talk on how to never, ever argue again in marriage. We've been married 40 years as of June 28th. Haven't had an argument in 38 years. So there's some secrets to that. And so we want to invite you to go and watch that. We got so exciting tonight. The topic is, what do you do? How do you handle when your spouse never lets you have any of the spotlight? What do you do? Now, the way we're going to answer that is by doing the opposite. We're going to interview a couple
that we know very well, who share the spotlight and have done so in an amazing way. Our guest tonight, Colonel retired, full Colonel, triple bird Colonel Larry Campbell, and his beautiful bride of 50 years. Doesn't look that old.
No, she does not. Oh, neither one of them. They look good. Marita Campbell or Marita Wilkins Campbell. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, how do I know her maiden name? Because Marita's father and Dee's mother were brother and sister. And I believe your mother introduced her father to his wife. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes.
So, all right. So we are intimately related to them, and Larry has been like just one of the best cousins we could ever have. So they've been married 50 years. Now let me tell you how we set this up. Larry was a career Army man. He was a well-regarded, iconic Army officer who
they moved every 2 years.
Every 2 years. Wasn't it about every 2 years?
Just about.
And so while he was in the Army, he was out front. He was the commander of the base, and people would stop and salute him. His wife had to move every 2 years, so she didn't have the capacity to have a traditional job. And they had 2 children. And so she was a supportive wife. In that time, though, she learned about a company called Mary Kay Cosmetics. And she started doing it small, and it continued to grow and continued to grow. When he retired.
And she grew wherever she was.
Yeah, she could do it wherever she was. When he retired from the Army, where he had been in front and she was in the back, she moved to the front, and he graciously moved to the back. And now he's glad to drive that pink Cadillac all over town. Just driving that pink Cadillac all over town, all over the country. So that's what we want to talk about. Let's see, Greg and Linda are home after a trip to Virginia mountains. Our new book came today. Oh, well, thank you for mentioning that. New book is available. Rich is good, wealthy is better, is only for people to get directly from us so we can sign them. They're first edition copies. We don't want to put them online. They're only available from our office.
Next print will go.
But this is a collector's edition. We want to get those to people who are really wanting to get an asset. So richisgoodwealthyisbetter.com, richisgoodwealthyisbetter.com. Okay, so Larry and Marita have been married 50 years. They have 2 grown children and 4
grandchildren. And Sheila James says hello. Jones says hello, Larry and Marita. But people are joining in on LinkedIn and on Facebook and on Instagram on the real Willie Jolley. We've had some challenge with the Jolley Marriage Show. So a Jolley Marriage on Instagram. Okay, Larry and Marita, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so I gave him the thumbnail sketch about you guys. You had a great story how you met at Norfolk State, and
woohoo!
Behold.
The green and the gold. Okay,
Green and gold. That's it.
And who pursued who? Who pursued who?
It was love at first sight for me.
Okay, that's great. That is great.
All I can say, I was involved in it, but she kicked it off.
Look at that, such a sense of humor.
You know,
I was doing so many other things. I was on the track team in Norfolk State. I was in ROTC, and I have other things on my mind, but she just kept coming around,
She kept coming around.
She wore you down.
That's about it, Dee. That's about it.
But it all really started on I'm going to a basketball game. Norfolk State was playing against Hampton University, and we was traveling from Norfolk to Hampton to the game.
Okay.
And that's how we initially met, on that bus going there.
And that was, and how long did y'all date before you got married?
Well, we
officially 3 years, but we had met 3.5 years. It took about 6 months for him to get in tune.
Okay, for him to figure out what was going on here.
At that time, I was playing catch up.
He kept a bottle of ketchup.
Oh, okay, so.
Hey, all I gotta say is she won over.
All right. Now, did y'all get married right out of college, or?
We got married a week before we graduated from Norfolk State in 1974 in May.
Wow. Which is why we came to your city and your home in May of
that was last year.
Last year for the big 50th celebration, which was fabulous.
Yes,
okay. So you got married, and did you immediately go into the Army?
ROTC.
You're ROTC, I'm sure.
Right. So right after graduation, I went straight into the military.
Okay. Good.
After I went out of the basic training, she came with me at Fort Carson, Colorado, and that's how it all got started.
Wow. So you were with him at basic training. Wow. So
no, she couldn't be with me then, but after I graduated from basic training, I came back and picked her up. We got in a 64 Chevrolet from her hometown and drove from there to Colorado Springs.
Wow.
No air conditioning.
And roll down windows, right?
Roll down windows, that's right. 64 Chevrolet.
So you started your career in the military, and you continued to grow and go up the ladder, getting more and more commendations and credentials and rank, and so you rose all the way up to the commander of a base. I believe it was in San Antonio. I was
the commander of the soldiers there, the training command there, which is one of the largest training commands that we had in the Army.
Okay.
So, I was back in '98.
Oh wow! Where was that? Were you at the Pentagon or?
No, that was at Fort Sam Houston, Texas.
All right, that was Fort Sam.
That was '98 to 2000. Then go to the Pentagon in 2000.
Okay,
so Marita, how did you decide to become involved with Mary Kay? Because you were moving every 2 years, so you couldn't have a traditional career. What was your career interest before you decided that Mary Kay was the linchpin for being able to develop your own level of independence as you work with your husband?
For years, I did everything. I was a nursing assistant. I was a clerk in a tuxedo shop. And because I had a degree in psychology, I went into social work. I initially wanted to be a psychiatric nurse. but that didn't turn out. So every 2 years there was a wait list.
Huh.
So I started praying. When he went to Korea, I started praying for a profession that I could do where I could work part-time, be at home with my kids. They were 4 and 18 months at the time.
Wow.
And make an executive income. And God showed me 3 signs, and it was all about Mary Kay, and I went straight in. Never wore makeup, had chronic acne at the time. You probably remember when I had acne all over my face as a little girl. And I just knew God had this business set up for me.
Well, who introduced you? How did you find out about Mary Kay since you never wore makeup? How did that work?
Well, the first sign that I had was a lady was at the post office and she had the man asked her what she did. She said, "Oh, I do Mary Kay." And she had on spiked heels and a fur coat. The second one was I went to the post office to mail this man some Little Debbie oatmeal cakes. And I saw 3 cars parked beside each other that said Mary Kay Cosmetics. And I said, that's strange. And that next Saturday morning, I went to take the kids to McDonald's. It was my niece. She was 8. My son was 4. My daughter was 18 months. And the car went to Burger King. And I'm very observant, but I didn't see this lady come up to the table. And she said, "I know who you are. Your sister belongs to my church." And she said, what are you going to do when you leave? She knew all about me. I'm like, where did this lady come from? Huh. And she said, "Come to my house. I think I have something that's meant for you to do." And that's how I got started.
Wow. Just like
bip, 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 3 days in a row. And I said, okay. And went back to my sister's house, and everybody was looking. She looked at me. She said, "You don't even wear makeup. You let her talk you into it." And then I called my girlfriend, and she said, "What are you talking about? Why didn't you do when I told you?" And I called my daughter's godfather, and he said, "Marita, give it a year. If you're not in a better position, get out." And within that year of working, I became a Mary Kay sales director.
Wow.
And that's what helped to keep us together, was because I had something that I could do while I was taking care of our kids, because we needed that stability for them.
Got it.
Now,
So
let me tell you my side of the story.
Okay, go ahead.
I was in Korea as a company commander in the 2nd Infantry Division, and I get a chance where you can call home to your wife. So I called home, and Marita called me back. I just left a message. She called me back, and she said, "I'm thinking about getting in Mary Kay." I said, "Honey, whatever you want to do. I'm away." She got a 4-year-old and an 18-month-old, whatever you want to do. And then, of course, she tells me by the time I get him, I had already made the decision anyway.
That's one of the secrets to us being married for 51 years now, is because I always make him think that it's his idea.
That's good.
So I made up everything for myself.
That's good. That part.
So when she asks somebody asks what's the secret to your marriage, we can say communication. Everybody says communication. But what does communication mean? Some make decisions, some make a better decision than others. Got to work with that. And whoever's the strongest for making decisions, go with it and support it.
Amen. That's fantastic.
So I always make him think it's his idea, no matter what it is.
Excellent.
Wonderful.
And the good thing about it is I trust her with the decisions, because I know she would not make a decision without knowing the way I feel about it. So I trust her with that.
Well, that's one of the secrets, I think, to your success, is that y'all trust each other, and you are partners all in. You're all in partners. This is not we're going to try and make this marriage work. It's all in, okay? And y'all have done that. Okay. Well, Marita, you were doing Mary Kay part-time. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. Larry was the big shot on the base.
Yeah.
And you allowed him to do that. You supported him. You celebrated him. You cheered him on. And
I think she should, because we had talked a little about that.
Okay.
While we were visiting.
Okay, go ahead.
Of how the family, the spouse, and the family represented Larry.
That's right.
The commander.
Okay.
And the children, as well as the spouse, needed to be in line and representative of what the commander represents.
That's good. Go ahead, talk about that, Marita.
Well, the one thing that he asked of me was that, Marita, please don't say anything. And the reason he said that was because he knew I had strong opinions. He knew I was strong from the beginning. And he said, please just go along to get along. And I did that for 30 years.
Wow.
Okay. And it was important because if I didn't seem like I was with my husband and I agree with everything, and the kids, our kids could not get in trouble ever. You know, people say, well, you all had such good kids. Well, they didn't have a choice. It's a habit with them that they would be good kids because they knew if they did something wrong, he would lose rank.
The kids.
One of the key things is the expectations. We expected certain things from them.
Wow.
We held them accountable at the same time that I was held accountable for what I did. I expected the same from them.
So how did you
none of us are perfect.
That? How did you communicate that to these little kids?
Oh, let me tell you.
How does that work?
They saw a lot of examples, and we would sit down and talk about it, of what their friends were doing, how it affected the family. And with me being able to be home, because most of the wives worked full-time jobs.
Wow.
And that's why I knew I had to be home in order for them to see me at events, in order for me to steer them in the right direction and talk to them. And it wasn't easy for them to just be perfect kids. I mean, no kids, you know.
That's right.
But they understood that their dad was what his position was. And because of that, my son loved my husband's job. He even went in the military because he said, I loved what my dad did. So it was, we had a lot of times, there were times when our son went out the window to meet some guys. And
hey, that's a story by itself.
There were challenges along the way.
Yeah.
But they also knew, hey, there are consequences.
And and there were times where he didn't want to leave because, of course, they get settled in one place, they meet their friends and everything else.
Right.
They have to decide on ways for them to go different places. I'll never forget when I was stationed, I was battalion commander at Fort Lewis, Washington, and my son got selected to go to West Point.
Oh, wow.
And then we sat under the table. He was nominated by one of the general officers at the post. And we sat at the table, and he said, Daddy, I've been in the Army all my life. I couldn't argue with him.
Right.
He said, I think I'm going to do something else. I said, that's fine, son. Because whatever you decide to do, you got to have a passion behind that. You can't just throw it out there.
Right.
And so eventually we ended up getting him back at Norfolk State. So he ended up going to Norfolk State.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, we're proud of that. Yep.
Yeah, both of our kids are graduates of Norfolk State too. But it was so funny. He turned down West Point, but then went and got an ROTC.
Second year Norfolk State.
Wow. Okay, so Marita started building her business part-time. Larry's out in front. But then Larry, I remember when you retired, had a big celebration. I think it was at Fort McNair, Fort Myers, one of
Fort Myers,
it was one of the big forts in DC. We went and were there, and then they moved. They moved to North Carolina. They retired to North Carolina.
They selected where they wanted to go. Right?
Yeah, they retired to North Carolina. And when you retired to North Carolina, you bought a beautiful estate that could have land for your children. It's a compound, really. And then Marita went to work. I mean, she went ballistic on Mary Kay. Next thing I'm hearing, people all over, my Mary Kay folks are praising the name of Marita Campbell all over the place. And I got friends who, lots of Mary Kay friends, and they say Marita is on fire. And Larry then she took the lead. Is that correct? How did that work?
And it was so funny because she used to do the bills when we was coming on because I was constantly going place to place and whatever. And but once I retired and we moved, all of a sudden the bills came to me. All of a sudden now I'm doing the bills each month. So I said,
take it.
Now she got to come to me and ask some money. You want some money, huh? What you gonna do for me?
So that means you have to communicate about the finances, about everything. How do y'all do that?
Well, we're old school. So being married 51 years, we always had one kitty. And of course, my mother, and I don't know when Larry found out, but anyway, my mother always told me to always put something, in the old days, they would tell you, put a
little something under in a little bag and put it in your brassiere. I understand that.
But we always operated with that one account.
Wow.
And it was so, I guess because of the way I grew up, I saw my mother and father, how they handled their finances. And we started off like that too, because I saw that example. Yeah. And Larry understood that there were some things that I saw growing up, and there were some things that he saw growing up. Yeah. Like when we would have an argument, he would walk away. And I was like, I'm not finished. Wait a minute. Come back. And he said, the way he saw arguments was different than the way I saw arguments.
But you talked about it.
Oh yeah, we had to talk about it because otherwise we wouldn't be here today.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was so funny. It was so funny though, because I was raised by a single parent and my mom made all the decisions for things that had to get done. And I was there being the oldest, I was there to support her in whatever she wanted to do. So whoever come in after whatever decisions had to be made, decisions had to be made. Now, I'm not getting into a big argument with someone about what should happen, what shouldn't happen. If the decision is going to be made, we're going to go for it. Well, that's not the case. We had to sit down and talk through this thing. And then eventually we learned that became part of us. It kind of started back in college and dealing with her in college, and she's working with me in school. And then working together, it got to the point that she you wrecked my car.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I had a 62 Ford Falcon. She wrecked it, had an accident. But I let her use it because I was going to ROTC meeting.
I was hit. I didn't wreck it.
Okay.
Let's get that clear.
I couldn't drive the car no more.
Well, that's
So wait a minute. So the funny part is I went to her home. Her father that's how we got the 64 Chevrolet. Her father bought the 64 Chevrolet for Marita, but he gave me the car keys.
Wow.
So we ended up driving the 64 Chevrolet from her home back to school.
Wow.
Now, the main thing that we decided about arguing was that we would stick to the issue. We wouldn't bring up anything from the past when we were talking about what was happening now.
Right.
And that saved us many times because I don't forget a thing. Okay.
Hey, that's another story. Hey, it got to the point at one time I'm gonna write everything down, but I said no, I'm not. I'm not gonna write everything down. So either we're gonna decide or we're gonna make a decision and go with it. But yeah, because she don't forget anything.
So I think that's profound.
But the key is that they focused on that particular problem.
That
issue. Anything else, you're fighting the problem and solving the problem together.
Yes,
absolutely.
Yes, and we stuck to that one issue because I could have brought up plenty of issues, but we stuck with what was happening now.
And so could I.
There you go. There you go, brother man.
Most of the time it was twisted, but that's okay.
So tell us how Larry helps you with Mary Kay. And is he one of the few male participants who serves as your support system?
Well, early on, when I was in Mary Kay, he never brought a name home or a number or anything because of the position he was in. So he couldn't do anything. So what we figured out was best for us anyway was he knows how to go in, send up. He does all my pirate ship. He sends all my packages. He takes care of all my daughter's packages because we mostly work out of one office.
Stop for a minute. Tell people about your daughter just so they know that she's a major part of your. She has a business that's part. Y'all are connected. She's a major player in Mary Kay as well.
Yes, we're the only mother-daughter pink Cadillac driving executive senior sales directors in all of Mary Kay. She's an elite right now.
Wow.
And
she's in where?
Tania is getting ready to become a national sales director.
Wow.
So that's the top level. I've aged out, and I thank God for that because I'm able to be here to work with her as long as I'm on earth, and I enjoy that part of it. So Larry is our support system. He even travels with us. And sweet baby Faith, Tania has a daughter that's 2.5, and he's our babysitter. He's our escort. He's our driver. He does all of that. And we wouldn't be able to do half of what we do without it.
Wow.
I don't think they pay me enough.
We don't.
I told her the other night, I'm just glad she goes to bed with me at night. So that's all good, you know.
There are a lot of perks other than dollars.
That's right.
That's it.
That's right.
But you know, one of the questions that kind of kept us together that's really close is our belief, our faith. Our faith, both of us believe in God. Both of us come from a church upbringing. And our faith being strong in what it is, we're able to talk through that. And we know that on the other side, God is right there looking out for us.
Right.
So we have that belief system is very important to us. And we try to spread that along with our family and our especially our kids, so that they understand that as well. Because that's so important.
Wow.
That is very important.
So let's see if I got these points. Number one, Larry was committed to his career in the Army, and Marita supported him wholeheartedly in everything he did. All the many moves every 2 years. How many years were you in the Army? 30?
30 years in the Army and 18 different moves.
Wow, 18 different moves. So she supported him in each one of those moves. With the
I like it being said that Larry was committed to an Army career.
Yes.
And Marita was committed to him.
Oh, that's a good line. That was good, wasn't it?
Yes, I like that.
I said that. I just said that.
That was great.
Did that do good? You did good. So, Larry,
I like that. Let's say that again. Marita committed to me.
Larry was committed to his Army or military career, and Marita was committed to him.
To Larry. Okay.
Yes.
And she played the part because you heard him say she couldn't do or say things because it could have an impact on her. So he was always in the front. She was behind.
She had to more muzzle her opinions.
Okay.
But you know what the great thing is? Everywhere I've been, everybody loved Marita. They loved her. I was my first duty assignment. This British officer fell in love with Marita. He said all he knew about Marita bread. I had to get him straight about not saying Marita bread. But the fact is, he loved being around Marita because he loved her personality, her cheerfulness. But that's how it was. She was loved wherever I went. So I'm just thankful for her because she's been an important part of what I did and how I went about doing my business. Just I try to be the same for her now with her Mary Kay business. Of being there supporting her along the way, because together we can do anything.
Amen.
So she modeled for you how to be that support system, and then you in turn can do super modeling for her.
So, all right. So now I think we've covered that she supported him, and now he supports her. and her business, and he drives the pink Cadillac all over the place.
And supports the daughter
and the daughter. Now, but here's where I want to go next. Secrets for marriage success that you would tell a young couple who wanted to stay married, happily married for 51 years. What are some of the secrets for marriage success that y'all would encourage them to be mindful of?
God first,
Uh-huh.
each other second, and make sure we have a lot of laughter.
That's it. That's a big part of their success. Yeah.
The love is great. The laughter keeps it all together. And like they said, when I went to my first meet as a military wife, they said if they wanted Larry to have a wife, they would have issued him one. So I knew I was not important to the Army. I had to make sure that I would be important to him.
Wow.
That's quite a bit of wisdom for a young woman 50 years ago.
Let me tell you, I grew up real fast. Okay.
Wow.
Fast.
So analyze the situation and read between the lines of what they were saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. You said God, each other, and family, and then making sure you had love for each other, respect for each other, and you were talking about everything. I think that,
and well, let me say this.
Go ahead, Larry.
You got to understand too is we're different in so many ways, but we're alike in so many ways. But I understand things that she's good at, and she understands things that I'm good at. I don't try to take away the good things that she's good at because I know she's going to do great things. And I'll take a good example. I'm not one to go buy a car and go talk to somebody back and forth about the thing, doing this for the car. She's good at that. I'm not. I'm going to go decide on what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it, and that's going to be it. My wife is going to go say, that's not going to cut it. You're going to do this, and you're going to do that. So I said, hey, she bought my first car. She went and got it and told me your car's ready to be picked up.
I love it.
I'm the negotiator.
Yes.
I'm supposed to go get it and come. Hey. No, you can't do that. You got to negotiate.
Wow.
I said, hey.
That's called a great partnership, knowing each other's strengths and weaknesses, and letting them have that access to live out their best part of them. And I think that's what makes your marriage so special.
And the wisdom to know the difference.
Amen. And the wisdom to know the difference. And so with young couples, anything you would tell them, Larry, what advice you'd cover young couples?
I would say be true to yourself and don't let somebody else tell you who you are if you know who you are. And make sure that's relevant. So whoever the other person is, make sure they know who you are and not who you want them to think you are. Be yourself, because you don't want somebody that's going to live with you. You don't want to find out at the last minute, he takes his socks off or he does all this other stuff. No, you want to know all about that now. Make a good decision. And I'll tell anybody, making the decision to get married was the hardest decision I ever made in my life.
Wow.
Because once I made that decision, I'm going to dedicate myself to that person.
Wow.
And he took out a sheet of paper in front of me and wrote down the pros and cons of getting married.
Okay, I made some mistakes.
The pros and cons. And I'm sitting there looking at him like, is he serious?
I made some mistakes along the way. But we're still together.
Obviously, the pros outweigh the cons.
There you go.
I love it.
That's hilarious. One of the things we write in the book is that laughter is good medicine.
Yeah,
the Bible says that, but it's good for marriages. And I had a guy I was giving some coaching to. Folks, that we do marriage mentoring. We don't do marriage counseling. You want marriage mentoring? We're kind of like counseling, but it's telling you what we've learned. And you can email us, and we'll tell you the fees for that. info@williejolly.com. Now, I was talking to this gentleman, and he was telling me his situation. And I said, you know what? Y'all need to laugh a little more. y'all don't have enough humor in your marriage. It's too tight. You know, you gotta loosen up, laugh. And you can laugh through things that could become problems. And y'all do that so wonderfully. One time, it's been about 6-7 years ago now, Larry is with a youth mentorship group in Durham. What's the name of it again, Larry?
It's the Thomas Mentor Leadership Academy.
Yeah.
We mentor young boys between the ages of 7 and 18 who've been raised by their single parent, their legal guardian, or their grandparents.
And every year, how many?
We have 43 boys in the program right now.
Wow. So one year they asked me to come be the speaker, and we would drive. Dee and I drove from DC to North Carolina. Dee was driving, and we got almost to their home, and there was this fork in the road, and we weren't sure which way to go. And at the last minute, Dee went to the right fork, but in the process, she hit a curb, and a tire exploded. Kaboom! So we kind of limped down down the street, because there was something was funny, and found out the tire is blown out. So we called them. They come. They help us.
I think I talk about like the cavalry appeared.
They appeared. They came. But here's where I was going. Dee's car. She has a big SUV, and the tires are odd size. There were not a tire to replace in the state of North Carolina. They had to ship one from Oregon. And that meant we were stuck there. And we spent a week with them, and it was constant laughter. They just laugh. Well, in the morning, she'd cook breakfast. We laughing. He was laughing. And their marriage is so buoyant because of that. And I think of that when I think of this guy who, I said, laugh a little bit and bring some humor.
But you know what I think? I think part of the challenge with a lot of the relationships, when I have conversations with the wives who are complaining about their husbands, is that they're not friends.
Oh, that's probably true.
And one in particular said to me, "How can I be friends with my husband?" I never had that question before. How can I be friends with my husband? Well, what are you doing? Is it just sex? And paying the bills?
Well, obviously, Larry and Marita are a great example of friends.
Mm-hmm.
They support each other. They lift each other.
They like each other.
They like each other. They laugh together. They're in each other's corner. And in a foxhole, they are you in for a fight if you go in.
Want them in your foxhole.
Am I right about it?
You're exactly right. Right.
Well, any closing thoughts, Larry and Marita, about sharing the spotlight and or just tips for married couples, that things they might have to do if they're going to be successful?
Go ahead, baby.
The first thing that comes to my mind is the Bible says, cleave unto one another.
Yes.
Keep each other tight.
Yes.
Don't let anyone come between what you have set up together.
Yes.
And a lot of times we listen to everybody except for what each other needs. And that's one of the things we try to adhere to.
Wow. And you use good basic biblical principles to stay happily married. Not just married, happily married. That's a big part of it. Larry, any closing thoughts?
No. First, thanks for inviting us to come on and talk.
Thank you for having us. Thank you for coming. Thank you.
I love to share us because we do have a good time together. And, like you said, we're not perfect, but we always find something to laugh about. Our son comes over and he makes us laugh, and we love our grandkids. They keep us going. And I realize I'm not as young as I used to be. I realize that. But the good thing about it is no matter what, we still have fun and we do things together. And that's what makes us strong. And we're just going to continue doing that. And we just thank God for us being healthy, which is very important to us, getting healthy and staying healthy so we can continue to do what we have to do. I enjoy mentoring these young boys. Mr. Larry Thomas and I, he's the president, CEO, and the founder of the Thomas Mentor Leadership Academy. I enjoy that. My wife allowed me time to go and do that. So I love her for that because that's my freedom. I love working and talking to these young boys. And and I'm going to be there for her because she deserves to be successful because I'm so proud of what she does.
Amen. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank Larry and Marita. Marita, real quick, somebody might want some Mary Kay cosmetic. Can they get it from you? I mean,
yes, as long as they don't have a consultant, they can. They
okay.
can go to just give me a call, 919-697-1347. 919-697-1347.
All right. And look, gentlemen, she got me on a routine to make my face look good. As Mary Kay got cosmetic stuff for men, face cleaners and moisturizers.
And he is difficult to deal with,
And
so she has to be tight with him.
She
make
make me happy.
Sergeant.
She's a drill sergeant. You better put this stuff on at night and in the morning, Willie. And I don't let me come down here and your face ain't looking good. So thank you,
and we love our Norfolk State University.
There you go. I want to thank Larry and Marita Campbell. I want to shout them out. I want to also shout out their son Lamel and his wife Lindsay and their 2 children and their daughter Tania and her husband Greg and baby Faith. They are just a wonderful family. We're so glad they're in our family. I hit the lottery when I married this woman and got into this Wilkins family because they are full of life. I mean, they are full of life. Yes. And I am grateful.
And Lamel has 3 children.
Oh, he has 3.
His daughter Talita.
His daughter's in college. She's
that's right.
I think. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we want to thank them. We want to thank all of you. Share this with everybody you know. They can see the replay, listen to the replay at Jolley Marriage Show on YouTube. Jolley Marriage Show on YouTube, and we'll be posting it. If you're not on my newsletter, you should be. But Jolley Marriage Show has Jolley Marriage has a website, but just go to Jolley Marriage Show on YouTube and then email us at info@williejolly.com. info@WILLIEJOLLEY.com. Listen to my Sirius XM show every Saturday at 4:00, replays Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6. And then everybody should go right now and get the brand new book. It's only available on my website at this point. Is Rich is Good, Wealthy is Better.com. Rich is Good, Wealthy is Better.com. You can hear me on XM, and you can hear me every morning on Get Up Mornings with Erica Campbell at 8:20 Eastern, 7:20 Central on across the country. Well, thank you, Larry, Marita. Thank you, Campbell family, for sharing your parents with us. And then thank you, Dee, for being married into this great family.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right. We're going out. We're going out with some of you guys. I love you guys with some of the music from my jazz album, Close to You. Here we go. Why do birds suddenly appear every time you are near? Just like me, they long to be close to you.